because this is a good time to say Happy New Year. It's good to see you, Kate. Good to see you, Bright, and good to see our listeners are here with us and ready so that we can start Money Matters for the series for this year. Our discussion today is starting the new year right, because we need to start the new year right. We just said Happy New Year because Happy New Year presents new opportunities for us, presents a chance for many other things, and we thank God for this new year. We trust that 2025 will take away the challenges of 2024. We thank God for 2024. Yes, we had a lot of challenges. You remember 2024, Gen Z protests, the ugly face of abductions. We are happy that things are lightened up. This morning, we are happy that there's been a lot of release. We hope those disappearances will not be there. It came with a lot of job losses. We hope we will not have job losses or business closure or all the political quarrels for last year. We wish we can close the door and they all left into last year. But we don't want to keep a fair share of last year. We had brilliant weather, a lot of farm produce, and we had a lot of good wins, and I'm sure, my listener, you had wins for yourself. The long school holiday is over, and I know the little ones are back to school. It's back to school. The roads can say that. And I hope while you were at home, you taught them enough money lessons. I don't know what lessons you taught them, but I know the KCSE results will be out today, and we will enter into that phase. I don't know what you did over the holiday season, our good listener. Did you travel? Are you part of the reason we had all the traffic on the roads? Did you go shopping? Did you visit? Did you have family reunion? Did you get chance to give others? Did you get time to enjoy? And that's a good time to do that, to have that break so that we can be able to get into the new year. And I don't know what your plan is for this year. And I know sometimes we have new people who resolved to listen to Radio Mini this year, so they may not have heard us before. My name is Wahome Ngari. I'm the founder of the Personal Finance Academy. And at the Academy, we help empower people to grow better with money through financial literacy programs. And so we have a lot of financial literacy programs. I'll be talking about some of the programs the Academy offers much later in this program. But for today, we want to stay. Let's start the new year right. What does it mean, starting the new year right? So we're going to discuss 5 actions we need to take this year so that we can start it right. And the first action, we should be people who show gratitude all the time. So gratitude becomes very, very significant as we start this year. The second action is that we need to set goals, because goals will give us a very good focus. We'll be very, very clear about where we want to go. The third action is about elongating every day, making sure every day we optimize, and we need to do that through planning. And the fourth action is to feed our mind. We need to feed our mind with positive stuff very consistently every day. And the last one, which is the fifth one, I say love yourself. If there's been a time that you need to love yourself, is as we start the year. You know, the rule is very simple. Love others as you love yourself. So there must be a standard of how you love yourself. So let's have a discussion about that. And let's start with the first action. And this is about gratitude, showing gratitude. You know, being thankful. The whole issue about thankfulness, appreciation, you know, saying thanks. And there are just that many people we need to be grateful to, gratitude to all the time. If you think about God, surely, have we expressed enough gratitude for life and all the other things God has given us? If you think about family, the people who are close to you, how many times do they hear you say thank you? Are you appreciative of the actions they take? Or do we just look at what they have not done and what they have done? What about our friends? You know, they have a role in our life, and we have to be appreciative and grateful that we have those friends. We have colleagues. We're back to work, and we have met people maybe we last saw at the end of last year, and we are grateful for the opportunity to be together. We are part of the community, and we are part of a nation. And gratitude is an important subject that we need to work on every day. And there's a gentleman called Alexander McLaren who said, seek to cultivate a buoyant, joyous sense of crowded kindness of God in your life. And how can you show the kindness of God in your life? Is to have gratitude. Because what you think about of your gratitude helps you to honor the struggles of life. Life comes with a lot of challenges and a lot of struggles. And if you look at the last 2 years, how you have handled the struggles, the gratitude you showed, it directly correlates with the life satisfaction that we have, to the stress levels that we have, to the wealth and income we have, to the progress we are making in our careers, to the relationship we have, and to the self-importance. There's been a lot of research about human development. And it's shown that, the way your mind sees the struggles you have and how much gratitude you express about them and the challenges that you get becomes a very, very critical part in how you move forward. Because life is full of struggles, like you said. If you look into last year, if you look into this year, and if you even just focus on the finances, there are people who say, I didn't earn enough. I didn't make enough. There are people who are very distraught. They had a lot of debts and troubling debts. There are people whose investments didn't do well and investments that did well. I was just looking at investment returns for last year, and I saw the money market funds, those who invested in money market funds, return of anything from 10% to 16% per annum. I looked at Mansa X, a return of 24%. And this is why I tell people you need to learn this investment so that you can be able to distinguish which works. I actually looked at somebody who's done Forex and they had 26% return. So there were people with different returns, the investments that didn't work. There are people who kept their jobs. There are people who lost their jobs. There are people who got a pay rise. There are people who got a pay cut. So you can actually see the struggles we have in life. And the easiest way to honor these struggles in life is to become an appreciative person. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work the way you do, but what has worked for you? And we say we need to honor the struggle because the struggle is part of life. The human narrative is that we will all have to struggle. Everybody has it. Everybody is going to have these struggles, to have these challenges, to have these conflicts, because that is life and that is how it is. But how do we meet them? How do we grow from them? How do we become a difference? Is the amount of gratitude. We count the positive side. We see the silver lining on the crowd. So wherever we are this year, if we want to make progress, we need to be people who actually are people who will have gratitude. For people who've come from extreme poverty to wealth, if you listen to them, you will see that they are grateful to people. This person assisted me here. This person came into my life. God assisted me here. For people who win and they go to the top of their league in any field, maybe they started very, very disadvantaged. You're going to hear gratitude in their voice all the time. And that's the difference between making it and not making it. So if you look at your daily experiences, how grateful are you? How easily do you say thank you when somebody gives you away? When somebody gives you a new idea? When somebody tells you there's an investment opportunity? How much gratitude do you show for that? And we're saying if you want to start right this year, we must be people of gratitude, people who are going to honor processes with gratitude. That when you have a challenge, you see it as a journey to learn. And that makes it better for you because you learn. So when you see a struggle, you do not take it as a verdict on your worthiness. There are people who judge themselves when they find a struggle. They're not able to get ahead. They're not able to they actually doubt their capability. Sometimes we quit. We mourn, we hate ourselves. That's not what it's saying. If you're a person of gratitude, you never find yourself seated at that corner, feeling pity on yourself. You will not join a pity party. And if there's something that keeps us moving in the wrong direction, is joining a pity party. If you're a person of gratitude, you will have some positive sense that's going to help you so that you can actually say, yes, this is a struggle. This is tough. This is hard. I was not even trained for this. I do not even have the capabilities for doing this. My peers are doing better. But this is why God grants us family, grants us hope, grants us mentors, grants us people. And if you show gratitude, all these things come your way. So there's big, big room for us to be able to see gratitude. Because if you don't have gratitude, when you see a struggle, it will knock you down. It will get you to feel worthless. This struggle is not worth something about. It's like you're going to see people get to hate themselves, and people who do not have gratitude don't engage to get better themselves. So we say honor the struggle, grow the mindset of gratitude, and in honoring the struggle, you will see the opportunity to grow. You will actually be a person of intention. Just think about it, Kate. When people enroll to run a marathon, you know how much they get themselves into. I've run a marathon, so I understand. You put in a lot of effort. And sometimes people say, why do you do all these things? But there's a lot of thrill when you have a goal you set out for yourself. You have a struggle and you're ready to follow the process. By the end of the day, you benefit in health, you benefit in self-challenge, you benefit in showing gratitude. You might have wanted to run the 42. If you run 21, you're grateful. You can do 21. If you can't do 21, you can do 15, you can do 10. And that makes it easier for you to get into the process. And that way you make progress, you don't stop progress. When we are not people who have gratitude. What happens is that when we see a challenge, we don't see it as an indicator to put in more. We don't see it as a challenge to look for help, but we actually see it as an opportunity to stop and get to a point and cry, and bemoan and speak things that are negative about ourselves. And the problem with that, it will diminish you, it will minimize you, it will make you feel like you do not have great intentions. And this is where self-worth comes from. So gratitude becomes that important. If you become a person of gratitude, you will find you become a person of initiative. And when you become a person of initiative, it becomes easier that you're going to take actions. You will not be hijacked by negative thinking. You will be able to take action. You'll be mindful of things. Fear is not going to pull you down. You're not going to shut yourself. You're not going to stop. You're going to find yourself moving again and again. So we say, let's have gratitude. That's how we are going to honor the struggle. We're going to feel ourselves deserving. Where we are not able to, we'll be able to look for help from others. And if we do that, we'll have started the year, right? Because gratitude will fuel the win for our struggles. And if we have win for our struggles, do we have reason to go ahead? Yes. And we have reason to go ahead. Is it going to be a better year? Very, very important as we look at it. The second thing that I want to talk about here is that we need to elongate the day through planning. Sometimes we feel like the day is not enough. And we must be able to say, what can I do with the day? The day is an investment God gives to us, and everybody 24 hours. The question is, what do we do with those 24 hours? And I want to say to our listener this morning, we need to do much more in the day, especially when you have the energy, when you're strong, when you're vibrant. When we're children, parents plan the day for us. And so we depend on what they plan. Now we've opened a school, and we're going to run the school on a timetable. So you do not have to plan for your day. But when you're the working person, you can plan your day. And one of the things I want to say, get up early. Start the day early. There's something called the 5 a.m. club. Maybe consider joining the 5 a.m. club. Start before 6 a.m. And you need to have the power of programming your mind so that you can actually wake up without the alarm to start the day. You have purpose for the day, that you wake up early without an alarm because you have purpose. You program your mind so that you avoid being sluggish as you start the day. And as you start the day early, it is important to have a morning routine. A morning routine that sets your agenda. And part of the things that should never be part of your morning routine is social media. Don't wake up to go to social media as the first thing. In fact, switch off the TV, switch off the radio. Just stay away from those things. Focus on those things that will give you energy. If you're a person of prayer, wake up in the morning and pray. In fact, wake up early. They say before sunrise is the best time to talk to God. Physical exercises. It is important to do physical exercises, part of the morning routine. You can jump the rope, you can run the staircase, depending on the environment where you are and the space you are. You might be the person who does journaling. You want to get your mind down and you want to write some of the thoughts that come to your mind. There are people who do meditation. There are people who do yoga. There are people who do Bible study. There are people who read. Wake up early and engage in those positive mental activities early enough. Set the day from a positive sense. The other thing that we do so that we can elongate the day, plan the day before it comes. Plan the day in advance. There's something that we call the yellow pad, the small thing that we write, the things we want to do or the things to do list. You write the tasks that you want to perform tomorrow. Before you end the day, as you say your end of day, thank you prayers. Put an eye tomorrow and say to God, thank you for the chance of today. Give me tomorrow and guide me to do the following. Write them down. When you wake up, your mind is clear. You're not wondering, no. Your mind is very, very clear. And there's been a lot of research that has shown that out of 49 out of 50 successful people in any line, they actually understand this principle of planning the day before it comes. So we want to be able to plan the day before. Write down the things that you want to do. Write down the things you want to do. Have a diary. Have to-do list so that you can plan before the day comes. So you're not only waking up early, you're waking up to a day that you have largely been able to do a plan on. And as you start the day, if you want to have more value in your day, start with the most important tasks. What is important for you? When you look at the things that you have diarized, identify one task that will contribute most value to the things that you want to achieve so that you can stay away from distraction. If you've ever started your morning on social media, you know how easy it is. You go to IG, you go to Facebook, you go to TikTok, and it's programmed in a way that when you start, it doesn't tell you to go away. No. You know, when I was in high school, we had a very good principal. He was a father, and he used to tell us the TV is an idiot box. Mm-hmm. He'll never tell you go away. Now the problem is that idiot box has come into the phone. It will never tell you go away. Once you look at one thing, it brings another one. You look at that one, and you can be there for long hours. Are people not even having a problem with their neck and their eyes for that? And the problem with that, it works against you in your mind. You know, if you wake up some morning and you look at, say, X, they are just negative stories and negative stories and negative stories. You wake up your day feeling negative. That day is going to get wasted. And that's why we're saying, look at what is important. If I'm able to tackle this before the distractions come, before other people come in, maybe I'll get the best. So if you make a list of everything that you want to do in the day, and you start with the important ones, you start with the important one every day, you start with the important one every month, you're going to find that 90% of the value you want to achieve is the first two actions you do in the day. You know, if you wanted to travel and you packed your bags last night, you put your travel documents, when you start the day, you just travel because travel is what you wanted to do. What if you don't do that? You pack in the morning. You put your bags in the morning. Do you know how many things you forget? When you get to the other side, you find even the important thing. How many times have we gone to the airport and we realized we left the passport? Now you can't even travel. You missed the flight. It was a connecting flight, and you inconvenience so many other people. You drive on the road faster than you're supposed to do. The policeman flags you down. It becomes just complicated when you're not able to plan and when you don't see what is most important. So pick the most important task, start on it immediately, work on it until it is done. In fact, that's what we're saying. This is where waking up early becomes important because you have space, you have time. In fact, on the Kenyan roads, if you intend to go somewhere and you drive in the morning, traffic is very light. Yeah. Even walking, if you want to walk is very light. There are just so few people. That means you cannot be able to achieve more. So we're saying one of the things we are going to do is to elongate the day. So my listener, I said, start your day early. Consider joining the 5 a.m. club. In fact, there's a book to that effect. You can actually read the book, the 5 a.m. club, so that now you have time. And as you start it early, to avoid you having a sluggish day, have a morning routine. Define your morning routine. Is it prayer, physical activity? Is it Bible study? Is it journaling? Is it reading? What is it? What is it? Plan that day before. And when the day comes, God giving you a chance, start with that thing that is most important, that one activity that is most important. And once you're done with that activity, you will find by the end of the day, you've been able to achieve much more. And if you achieve much more, you will actually be a success story. If you wanted to do some investment and you spared some time in the morning to do research about that investment, to consider that investment, to ask the questions, to frame the questions you're going to ask the expert, when you have a meeting, it's going to be a productive meeting and you're going to get a better result. If you spend that time to just look at your performance last year, to consider the new steps, then it's going to be something that works for you. So it is important to elongate the day. That is the first step that I want to recommend if you want to start the day and you want to start it well. Procrastination is the biggest thief of time, is the biggest thief of ambition, intentions, achievements. people's life. It actually steals people's lives. So how are we getting away from procrastination? We planned it before.
Yeah.
We woke up early. We started on a positive note. Why do we procrastinate? Because one, we don't want to do what has to be done. That's why we procrastinate. We don't like it. It is not going to give us good results. So why are we getting in it? We avoid it. Let it come in the evening when we even don't have the energy. When we set our goals, we will get the focus. And when we're saying goals, we are saying smart goals in life. And it's multi-dimensional. There are goals in health. There are people who said, I want to reduce weight. I want to gain weight. Okay? I want to exercise this number of days every day. The goals can be relational. You have looked at your relationships and they are not working well. You might put in time to cultivate. You've had that family reunion and it was actually toxic. Everybody was quarreling with everybody.
Yeah.
Now, isn't it time to heal that? So that relationship, we are looking at spirituality. You might have actually said, I'm drifting away from God. I don't make time for Jumia. I don't read my Bible. I don't even go for Mass. Maybe you set yourself goals on that. There could be financial goals. They are financial goals. And we're saying smart goals. When we say smart very quickly, let them be very specific that you can actually measure them. Put them in a way that you can achieve them. Make them very realistic and give them some time frame. So that if they are financial goals, what are the short-term things that you want to do in 2025? From when you start to when you end. And now let's say they are simple things. You might want to have some electronics, the phone, the TV, those things you buy quickly. You might want furniture. You want to spice up the furniture in the house. Or you went shags and you don't like what you saw there. You might want to make sure that place is in better shape. It might be holiday. There are debts that are pressing you. It might be savings for your school fees. So those are the things you're looking at. It might be medium term. You're saying the next 2-3 years, I want to buy a property. I want to buy a car. I want to do this international trip. I want to prepare for my son or daughter to go to college. Or could be long term. You're looking at home ownership. You're looking at tertiary education for your child. You're looking at retirement planning. All those things, and if they are documented, the better. So that now, when you're doing savings, you're on focus. If you said, we want to go for holiday next year, and you know where you're going, and you know what's going to cost you, it's easier now to say, how much do I need to save? And where do I need to save this money? And I've always said, put up your money market fund, put a lock account, join the circle and put it in there. It could actually be the investments. You did not like the investments you have, or you had new investments, or the investments you had you don't know, and you set a goal that I'll understand this one this year. Or could be debt. You've been on the digital lenders debt, or you met the Shyrock this year, and you realize it doesn't work well and you want to get out of that. Or it could be donations. You realize you're living your life alone. God has said you need to help the poor, and you've actually not been donating. And at this time, we realize that you don't live your life for yourself. You need to live your life for the others. So you might be able to donate. So we set those goals, and we set clear goals so that it becomes important for us to be able to attract the opportunities when you set the goals, because you have the focus. You can be able to do it. When you just say, I'll say 5,000, and you don't designate it what it is for, trust me, by the time you hit Valentine, that will not be valid. It is going to be forgotten.
Yeah.
But if you said, I want to be able to buy a sofa set and it's going to cost me 60,000, I'll say 5,000, the sofa set frames itself in your mind. You can always see where you're going to place it in the house. And this gives you the momentum to be able to get there. So have a detailed description of the goal. What do you want to achieve? If it is a home, I always say, if you've seen a home like the one you want, even go and take a photo. Just be careful the owner doesn't quarrel you. But take a photo. Keep a photo of that. It's going to be a powerful motivator for you. It is going to help you to be able to see, this is what I want to do. And once you'll be able to do that, then the process of achieving the goal is not difficult. Once you have the focus, it's very, very easy now to start achieving. If, as a family, you said, next year we've gone sharks too many times, next year we're going to hit a holiday. Maybe we said we're going to go to Lamu. It's damn easy to say, what does it cost us? How much do we need? How do we move there? When you put those logistics together, talk to the tour company, it gets very, very easy. And you're going to find yourself meeting goals you thought you'd not be able to meet. And it helps you to see what are the things you need to do so that you're able to meet those goals. So this year, if you have to start it right, don't start in darkness. Don't start in haze. Don't start in mist. Make sure you have clarity what do you want to achieve? And like I said, in your finances, in your health, in your relationships, in your spirituality, in any dimension of life. So as we are setting goals, you're not just talking about the financial goals. The relationship goals you're setting might actually cost you money. You have to take this person out for coffee. Maybe you have to go and visit that auntie. You are not in terms, and you can't just visit your auntie empty-handed. You must go with a small package to her as you're going there. So it will cost you money, but it is very important to work it out, because if you work it out, you're going to have a positive life. And if you have a positive life, you love yourself, you love what you do, and you'll be able to move and do things better this year. Your mind is just like a parachute. It will never help you when it is closed. You must open it. You must open your mind. And the way to open your mind is to learn from others. We must be ready to learn from others. Whether we're looking at books, we're looking at conversations. There are people you engage with in a conversation and you learn very many things. We're looking at webinars and seminars. They're going to call you for a webinar or seminar in school. Please attend. Don't ignore them. By ignoring them and not understanding the challenges as a parent you have, how you need to do parenting differently, you will end up with serious lessons, serious challenges with your child. You might actually say, I'll take a course now. Sometimes, the lessons are in sermons. When you've listened to a sermon properly in church, you learn a lot of lessons. Yes. Okay? And there are times that we need to go back to school. So we want to say to ourselves, this year, spend some time learning, feeding your mind. Why are we bothering to feed your mind? Because we live in a place where information has a very short time span. Things you knew 3 years down the line may not be valid. Yeah. So you need to have new information. And we need to have something called incremental improvement. You want to increase slowly. I mean, you can't get the whole of it. Nobody gets a PhD when they join primary school. No. It's a long journey. That's what is called the long-term view. You may want to get your PhD on the other side, but what do? You must do your work well in the kindergarten. And then you come to primary and you do it well. So focus on incremental daily improvements that you're improving, so that you become excellent. You can't become excellent overnight. You become little better every day. What is it you do? Oh, I speak. Okay, can you speak better tomorrow? What is it I do? I lead. Can you lead better tomorrow? What do you do? I lead people. Can you lead them better tomorrow? Because success is not overnight. The key is to keep learning and growing over time, slowly over time. And that is why it becomes important for you to learn from the other. So we want to be able to persist and work. And it's very, very simple. What we are suggesting is something very simple. Can you dedicate 1 hour for just improving yourself every day? Lead for 1 hour. Did we say we wake up early? Did we say one of the things we can do? Yeah. You can actually take a book and you say for yourself every day 30 minutes or 1 hour. And there's been a lot of research. And somebody said, we know people like Bill Gates, we know people like Warren Buffett. They read for 1 hour every day. And in fact, if you are reading to become rich, then they should stop reading because they are very rich. And I suspect it's because they read that they get new ideas. And in fact, one of the things that we want to say is you can actually get into listening to audio programs. The good thing is, all of us find ourselves traveling. And the time we travel is time we can actually use for reading. The good thing, the world has changed. Reading material is now available. Audio. Yes. You can read audio. So if you have a car, you can actually convert it into a university on wheels. In 3 months, you'll have done better than somebody who is at the university. If you're listening every drive time, you're listening to a book or something. If you don't have a car, you don't have to worry. You have a phone. And you have earpods or you have headphones. You can actually be able to do that, because the best educational programs now are audio. You can listen to them, and you can listen to anything, and they are available as you drive around. If you don't like the music in the mat, you don't like sometimes the programs in the mat, the quality of the music is something you don't like. Sometimes, I know in Radio Mini we have good programs, but we know all those the radio stations that you keep switching on and off. You wish they are done with that topic so that you can spend that time informing yourself. So listen to audio programs. That is going to become very, very important. Because a lot of people say, I don't have the time to read. Yeah, it's possible. Your eyesight might be the problem. Just time to sit and concentrate. You might be a mother and you have a young child. They will never give you time. The children like grabbing books away from the mother. They want all the attention. Yeah, but if you are listening, that will not even stop you from doing what you're doing. So we are saying make it easier. But bottom line, what books are you going to read this month? Is it 1 book a month? Is it 2 books a month? What program are you going to register on this quarter? Okay. What seminar are you going to attend? Which audio are you going to listen to? Is it a motivational thing? Is it a biography? What is it? And there are a lot of materials that are easily available in an audio form. If you do that this year, we're going to become much better. There's no doubt about that. We have to feed our brain positive stuff, good stuff, so that we grow better. If we summarize everything, love thyself. We said, love others as you love yourself. So what's your standard?
Yeah.
Why are we bothered? Why are we bothered to love ourselves? Let's agree that how you handle yourself is how you look at the life. It gives you the paradigm. And one of the things that we need is to be positive, because we live in a very negative world. And that positivity affects our self-esteem, it affects our confidence, it keeps us positive all the time. And when you radiate positive energy, you attract positive energy. That's very interesting. Whether you are an employer, whether you're an employee, whether you have customers, if you have positive energy, you're going to attract positive energy. The day you radiate negative energy, you're going to attract negative energy. So for that to happen, we need to do things that keep us positive in a negative world. Like we said, whether it's the news, whether it's the environment, very difficult. We want to take care of our self-esteem. We want to take care of our motivation. We want to take care of our self-worth. We want to look good. And that's where loving yourself is all about. And this is about self-care. We're saying take care of yourself. Feed yourself well. Yes, even food. Eat good food. Eat quality food. Exercise yourself, Dress yourself well. If it means going to the salon, please go to the salon. Look good. When you stand in the front of the mirror, do you love yourself? If you don't, because, maybe the muscles are sitting where you don't want them, hit the gym. Go and do that. Work on your mental framework. What do you feed your mind? How positive is your mind? And this is what we're saying. There'll be space for motivational books. There'll be space to listen to speakers. There's space to go for seminars. There's space to go for counseling. There must be space for self-talk. There must be space for you hitting the gym. And the gym doesn't have to be a complicated process. It can be a skipping rope. It can be a set of stairs. We said going to the sauna, going to the salon, or going for a holiday. Me time, we tell people there are times when you have to go to Catalonia or you have to go to Sobuke just to be on yourself.
Yes.
Well, meet your maker, isn't it? Yes. Those times are important. Retreats. Me time, it doesn't matter how many people hang around you. Exercise, fun times. When is the last time you laughed until your chest opened? Those are important. They are not complicated things. They are easy things that can be done, but they become very, very necessary, because that's going to help you to focus on your goals, staying away from the noises, and the negative stories. That macho achura, it should not stop you from drinking the water. You should be able to drink the water. Who are your friends, by the way? Which company do you keep? That's part of self-care. There are people who are toxic. Stay away from them. What are they adding into your life, And tell yourself you're a child of the universe. If you never read the Desiderata, please go and read it. You're a child of the universe. Accept there will be people greater than you. Stop competing with people who don't even know you're competing. You're driving furiously on the road competing with people who have no idea you're competing with them. You're buying so much stuff with people who don't even notice you bought it. In fact, you bought it on expensive loan, Accept there will be lesser people than you. Don't step on other people because they don't seem to be doing well than you. Walk your journey at your pace. Walk your journey in life. Whether it is looking at the things that you do, this becomes important. And that's why self-care is very, very important, because this is how you're going to feel important to yourself, important to those around you, and you're going to do well. And 2025 will be a year of purpose. And that is why I say to people, engage. When we invite you for a training program, these are part of the things that we're inviting you to. Yeah. And we have a program, it's called the Wealth Creation Masterclass. We have run this program, I think we are now in season 45. Okay? And people have found it important because we do not just focus on money. We even go outside the money. Like we have had a discussion today, and money was not the central theme because there are many other things. We want to increase our financial intelligence. How do you handle money and handle money with confidence? Because it's a proven program. I always say to people, just ask yourself a few questions and you tell yourself whether you are a candidate or not. Or do you want to earn more money by increasing your income streams? Is a yes or no. Or do you want to be a better money manager? Again, a yes or no. Are you happy how you're managing the money? Okay. Do you want to own a home? Or do you want to know how to plan home ownership? By the way, that's the interesting discussion that we have this week. That's a discussion we're going to have. Where will you get money to pay for college fees for your children? That's a discussion we have next week where that can be. Or do you want to be a better investor? You can only be a better investor if you understand the investment environment. Okay. How secure are your assets? If you have answered yes twice to those questions, then you're welcome. I'm asking you, invest 4 hours every week for 10 weeks in this masterclass. It's Tuesday evening and Thursday evening. It's virtual, so you don't have to leave home as you sip your coffee after work. If you're interested, you can register. In fact, we ask people register for a free program this Thursday. When you come in Thursday, you tell yourself where it works for you. It's very simple. Just send a text to 0708 150 137. 0708 150 137. Somebody on the other side is going to help you. You can send a WhatsApp, you can send a text, and somebody is going to help you. We're inviting you to start the year right. And we have set up the 5 actions that we are going to do. And the last one was love yourself. Because you love yourself, you do something good for yourself, like coming to class.